Okay, welcome everybody. This is Cleta.
And this is Sala.
Sala and I get together every end of the month, so this is premature. 2 days premature. And so she is over here at my house, and I was thinking today, by the way, it is, for our YouTube viewers, it is April the 28th, 2019, and Sala Love is one of my Offspring sales directors, and she just got back from Dallas, Texas yesterday.
Yes.
From New Director Training Week, or New Director Week, I think is what they call it, NDW. Is that right?
NDE.
NDE, New Director Education. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so she flew up there last week and was there. Well, she can tell you a little bit more about it. In fact, what I'm going to do is she's so excited about it, and I thought I just want her to share with y'all, because I know a lot of you, your goal is to be a sales director. And even if it's not, she's going to tell you some things about the company, some of the things that she did, and you know, the belief that you get. And it's kind of like if you've never been to seminar too, but you can tell them what you told me right when you walked in here. But anyway, just a little announcement before we get, that I turn it over to her. We have, of course, the end of the month is on Tuesday. And so all of you, there's a couple things you want to remember. One big one is, if you did a 600 in the month of March, you want to make sure you get your 600 in this month, because you are on target for the Seminar Consistency Club, where that's when you do you hold the key all 4 months. Plus, of course, it's going to keep you on target to be a star consultant. And, you know, of course, it's going to help your unit and all that good stuff, too. And the earrings are fabulous. As a matter of fact, let me show you right here are the earrings. I should have just put them on, but I just love them. They're dangly. They're beautiful. Isn't that pretty? So everybody needs these gorgeous earrings. So these are the ones for this month. So you want to get that in early as possible. A couple other things. You'll hear about some of this on May 1st, but I'm going to go ahead and just tell you a little bit, since you'll need to know it before then. But we do have, new foundations coming out. They're going to be discontinuing the medium coverage, the matte, and the luminous. However, it's going to be a 2-part launch. And the first part is going to start in May 15th for everybody. And that's going to be the matte foundations. And then in August, they're going to come out with the new luminous foundations, unless they decide to do something different between now and then. They were going to bring some of the luminous out, and then some were quite ready. But instead of just doing half and half, that's what they decided. So what you'll want to do is, if you have luminous customers, and you have been like selling out of your stock to make room for the new luminous, you'll want to now go back and look at your luminous and make sure that you keep enough to service your customers until August. So that'll be May, June, July, August, 4 months. So it's not that big a deal. I will tell you what some of the girls are doing between now and then that just want to use the new products. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about the new products, but what they're doing is they are using the CC cream underneath the matte to give them a little more dewy look, and even the facial spray, and it's still under while supplies last, because I just saw it on there a day or two ago. You can use that too to give you a little bit of moisture. So, if your luminous customers want to go ahead and try the new, then they certainly can do that. Okay. Next, so I want to tell you that. Also, the repair set is still the bundle. There is a bundle still on sale, and it is normally $243 a product, and you get it for $96. That's a great deal, especially if you're trying to. It's good for making money, and it's also good if you're trying to finish up your National Queen's Court of Sales, or Princess Court of Sales, $20,000 and $40,000. That really does help with that. Also, there are a few things going up by just a couple dollars, $2 or $3, but it makes a difference, and there are some of our very popular products like foundation primer, CC cream, lip primer, the men's hydrating lotion, deep wrinkle filler. I think that's it. Maybe there might be a couple other things, but you've probably seen it. But this is the time, like I just went ahead and ordered like 20 light to medium CC creams, because I sell so many of them. I'm like, why not? I know I'm going to sell them. It's smart to buy low, sell high, right? And then I told my customers, I even sent a custom thing, and I said, listen, if you want to stock up at the low price, you're more than welcome. I mean, what do I care, right? I mean, I'm making 50%. So I had several go, okay, well, I'll probably, and I had some of the girls that I told that they were using the medium coverage. I said, it's going out. how many do you want? She goes, I said, now you might want to just try the new. She goes, I don't know. I think I'll just stock up. I'm like, whatever you want to do is fine with me. I mean, I'm not giving them a discount on that. They can just stock up. Later I might. But anyway, just wanted to remind you about those few things toward the end of the month. And then the last thing is Mother's Day is May 12th. And in case you're new, if you order right on let's say May 1st or May 2nd, it does get delayed a little bit because they're closing out the month for the month before. And you may or may not get your product in time. So most of the time you want to order anything for Mother's Day, you want to order it in April so that you'll have it in time to get your stuff in and make your baskets and get it to the people that have bought it. So I just want to go over those few things about wholesale and about getting your order in and all that kind of stuff. Okay. I think that's it on the company news, except for there are a few balcony suites left for that cruise. So I know a lot of you are working on that. And I have a little shout out I have to give to Veronica Brown. She has 2 new red jackets on her team. Her daughter, Brianne Glee, and then another one of her consultants, Katrina Taylor. They both got in their red jacket this week. Wow. So Veronica only needs one more red jacket, and she's got the cruise done. So we're excited about that. Yes. So anyway, we got a lot of things to celebrate. I'm sure a lot of the other units do too. But I wanted to let Sala talk now. So Sala, she just got home. So Sala, if you will, just tell them, get a run through of you getting there, what happens when you get to Dallas, about how many people are there, just anything and everything you can share, all your goodies and just anything you want to say.
Okay.
And I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. You can scoot up. Okay.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to share the excitement. I went to Dallas. I flew out last Wednesday. My flight was canceled, the first flight, and I called Cleta. I'm like, oh my gosh, my flight is canceled. Can you get on the computer and try to see if there's another flight? And there was. So I left Panama City at 1 o'clock. I got to Dallas around 3. Took an Uber out to the hotel. We stayed at the Omni in Frisco, Texas, which was so cool because it was right outside our window was the Dallas Cowboy Training Center, at their training field and their little stadium right there. And of course this week was the NFL draft. So lots of people out there. It was exciting. So I got to the hotel, did not know anyone that was going. There were 200 sales directors, new sales directors. Of those 212 were from Canada. And then the rest were from the United States. So there was one gal that I had briefly met at leadership with Cleta, and her name was Sherry Torres. She's the only person that I knew. But that was exciting to me. When I went off to college, I went out to Texas to a school and I wanted to go that far and where I knew no one, so I would be forced to make friends. When you go with a friend, sometimes you just stick with that friend. And I knew if I was by myself, I would be forced to make new friends. So that's the way I looked at this. I did know Sherry, and we had planned to kind of room together, but they had a mix and mingle where you just met other sales directors and said, hey, you want to be my roommate?
So funny.
So Sherry and I, there was a lady that was kind of running around with a sign. Someone else had made the sign and said one roommate needed, and she found her roommate. And so she had, so Julie had gotten the sign from her, and she was running around saying, we need one roommate. And anyway, we wound up, it was Sherry and I and 2 other ladies, which it was just such a blessing because one of my roommates has already won the cruise, and the other one has a DIQ. And so it's just really powerful women that I did not know, would not have known. One from California, one from Texas, and then Sherry was from Texas. So it was a great, great experience. It, by far, was the best event I've ever been to with Mary Kay. To me, it was better than career conference, seminar, any retreat we've ever been to, mainly because there were just like-minded, there were people at my level there, and the company catered to us like we were VIPs. We ate so much food, y'all. 3 times a day, so much food, a buffet. I mean, we would go through and fix our plate. Then you look around and get dessert. And Cleta sent me an amazing cookie basket from our team for our team, and it said "Go Team Victory!" Yeah, and it had this little cookie in there, and then about 2 dozen of assorted cookies, which I think I ate about a dozen of them. Yes, and if you know me, you know I don't normally do that, but I was just the girl was hungry. You know,
Right. You have to stay awake.
So it was really, really, we got, so the next day we had 4 nationals that were there: Sonia Paez, Maggie Navarre, Rebecca Evans, and Roxanne McEnroe. And then an emeritus, Sonia Hunter Mason, was there, and Sonia Mason Hunter, she was awesome. They all were awesome. And then on the last day, Julia Monday, who was the national sales director, came and spoke to us. We did get to go to corporate, had my picture made with Nathan Moore, and I told him that Cleta was my senior director, and he said, "Oh, you're a cheetah." I said, "Yes, we are." So, and then Susan Johnson, who is head of Ruby Sales Development, we were in a meeting with the Ruby Sales Development.
How many rubies were there? A bunch, or about a quarter, or?
Yeah, it was about
50.
It was about 50 people. It was really good. And then so the first day we had meetings, and they just a full day. It was truly it was work. We got to hear from all the nationals, and then the next day on Friday we went to corporate, and of course everyone was cheering when we came in. They had balloons.
Did anybody do those videos, like where they came in? Because I used to see those going on. You didn't video any of that?
I didn't.
Yeah.
No. So they were cheering all 13 stories. People were like,
wow.
Yeah. And so we got our picture made with Nathan Moore. We got to go to Mary Kay's office, which was, oh my gosh, it was just like, it was an amazing feeling to go in that office, and we got to sit at her desk, sit on her sofa. They took pictures. We got to go through the museum. We had our pictures made in our director suits, and
a group picture.
No, just
individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that day was really, that was until 12 o'clock. Then we went back. We ate again. We had meetings that afternoon. And then on Saturday we had a closing ceremony. But it was, it was one of those things that really, they told us, if you need anything, call the company. Mm-hmm. It was just, they were there. They really made it feel like it was your company,
mm-hmm.
And that they talked about how they were really supporting the sales force. And they talked about, of course, Destination Red and the importance of adding new team members. It was just really, it was so amazing. And
then didn't you have a dance night? Like, what'd you go girl?
Yeah, we had
girl or something.
We had a glow getter night. It was it was semi-formal, and we had dinner. We had filet mignon that night. They had music. We had a graduation ceremony. Where's my? Right here. Oh. Yep, I got my little sales director.
That's really neat. Yeah, you had to frame that.
Mm-hmm. And then they gave me a sales director pin, and it was really awesome.
That's neat on the graduation. I mean, was it really kind of like, they call you up there? Or like,
well, what they did is they said like A through M, or come to the side. And so everybody, and they said, okay, this is one night where we're going to ask you to do one thing that goes against your grain. Do not stop to take a picture. Because there's so many of us. And they even said, okay, we're going to show you how to do this. Walk across and just wave past.
That's hilarious. So did they call your name, or they just,
we
had your thing
we
already?
Went across and waved, and then we came around. They gave us our sales director pin, and then we went and got our our certificate.
Yeah.
And then we had dinner, and then we danced. They had a big glow getter cake that night. It was amazing.
Did they have a band or just like a DJ?
A DJ.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And we danced until the music stopped.
That's great.
Yeah.
So every night they had dinner, and then you had something after dinner?
No, just that night.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What'd y'all do on that extra nights then?
We went down to the football field.
Oh, where all the she said they had the NFL draft, so she has some football players. All right, show me everything else you got right there.
So they gave us this little this goes on the back of your phone, and it says "Do unto others as you would have them do unto
That's
you."
Neat.
And then they gave us a battery charger so our phones could stay plugged in. And then they gave us this really cool book. And it just says Mary Kay on the front, New Independent Sales Director Education.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And this, like Principles for Leadership. And it goes through, it has different tabs like the general session, breakout session, sales development, activities. We did have a session from the legal department. Mm-hmm. And they just talked about how
not to get kicked out.
Yeah. And they said that they are really, they continue to really, and one of the things I did not know, just as a little side note, they said that as a consultant, we're not supposed to sell on Amazon and eBay, mm-hmm. but even if you have people on your team that decide not to be a consultant anymore, they're still not allowed to sell on there because that's still a breach of contract. Yeah. And so it was just a little tidbit.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. They said they are watching, and they said now on Poshmark, on Pinterest, and Marketplace.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah. They talk about that?
Yes. And they said they are really, really watching it.
So really they just want you to sell from your Facebook business page mm-hmm. and your Mary Kay page, right? Your Mary Kay website. Mm-hmm. Is that basically what they were saying?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sala, would you say that these girls that are, like, let's say a lot of times, like, you're going for directorship maybe, or you're thinking about it, but then you think, I don't know enough to get out there and do those meetings and do that training and do that. Do you feel after this weekend that you're more empowered?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
To take the fear out of, like, I don't know what it's like if I become a director.
Yeah, they gave a lot of great instruction, and the main thing they said, Julia Monday, one of the things that she said is that she said professionalism is overrated. And she said, there is nothing that can take the place of passion. And she said, just get out there and go for it. You may make a mistake. And if you do, you just say, I'm sorry, and go ahead. But if you're passionate about your business, one of the gals there, her team had added 43 new people to her team since January. So people are out there blowing and going. People are almost in their traverses. They just became sales directors. So make no mistake, Mary Kay people are just really churning out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I just wanted her to share a little bit of enthusiasm of going up there because you don't even have to pay registration, I believe. Is that right?
No. So I had to pay a $100 deposit for the hotel. I had to pay for my plane ticket. And then you have to pay for your lodging. But I paid a $100 deposit, and when I got there, because there were 4 of us in a room, the balance on my room was $65.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and they paid for every bite of food that you could eat and more. That was provided. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I had to get back and forth from the airport. But really, it was so inexpensive.
It was a treat.
Yeah,
they really did.
Yeah, and they stayed right on time. And one of the things that Alicia said was just a lady that was in charge. She said, how many of you are hoping that we meet your expectation? And of course, everybody raised their hand. She said, our goal is to exceed your expectation. And they really did. It was amazing.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Well, I know that they had things. I think there's something like if you become a director and you go to training, don't you get something free? Like, isn't there something like if you do both, you get like seminar free or leadership or something? Isn't there something like that?
That's
too?
On the markers. That's on the move and all that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do they talk about that stuff too?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell them what the levels are in that, about that $1,000 bonuses that you get. You know them?
Mm-mm.
So, like, when you are a new director, there's a way you can get $3,000 in your first year just as a bonus. The first one is after you become a sales director and you and your team do at least 5,000 wholesale each month, and you personally, as a new director, get 3 qualified. You get $1,000 bonus. That's in addition to your paycheck. Then on the 6th month, if you have 50 unit members and your team has done at least 5,000, 30,000, 5,000 a month, you get another $1,000 bonus. And then at your year mark, if you have at least 50 still, at least 50 on the books, and you've done 60,000, which is an average of 5,000 wholesale. Whether one month you did 45, the next month you did 55, it don't matter as long as it's 60. You get another $1,000 bonus, and of course you get rings and all that kind of other stuff that goes with it. In addition to that, of course, you get the new sales director purse. You get the necklace set. What else did you get? The ring, yeah. And so they really just load you up with money and prizes.
Yeah, and they gave away a lot.
Oh, did they?
They gave $100 gift cards.
Give it away now?
Yeah, they gave away a director suit. $300 for the director suit.
Yeah. I guess you didn't win it.
No. And they, you had to be present. There were a lot of people that the names they called that made it in the bathroom.
Kidding.
And she'd say, "All right, you must be present to win. Give me another name."
Wow. That is something. That's something.
It was really and truly, it's been the highlight of my career. It was awesome.
That is amazing, Kayla. Well, if that doesn't encourage you to want to build your business and get on up there. And she was saying, for all of you that aren't, 25 years old, I know we got a lot of young gals in here, but maybe you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. She said all ages, right?
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect as far, you hear a lot about millennials, and there were quite a few, 25 and 30-year-olds, but there were quite a few of 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds too. And that were just, there was a wide range of people. It was awesome. One man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one man.
There you go. All right.
But it was great.
Yeah. That's good. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that, Sala. It makes me want to go back and go to director training again. But here's the thing. We all have the opportunity to go to Dallas. We all have the opportunity to go through that museum and see Mary Kay's office. You don't get to go sit down at the desk because there's too many people, but you do get to look at it. And that's if you go to seminar this summer. Our Ruby seminar, those of you that are Ruby, we go July the 30th, and it's over August the 2nd. And I just want to make a little announcement here because a lot of you are in a director's. If you're in the Ruby, you're in my block, which would be Sala, Laree, Janet, Latrice, Stephanie, anybody else on here for that? Allison, Jana, Rosie, all of you guys. If you're in any of those directors, we're all in the same room block, and we're in the Omni. And let me just tell you that a lot of us are staying over one extra day because it ends up Friday at noon. And just to stay one extra day, relax in the pool, just have a little girlfriend time. If you want to do that, when you get ready to reserve your hotel, this is important. Sometimes it's not showing up where there's maybe only a king room. So then just change your date and have it end on Friday. And then there is an email of a lady named Kim that you have to email and say, add a day to my room. They will. Okay, so I want everybody to know that. They said they don't usually hold that many rooms for that second day because we're the last seminar and nobody stays. But, they don't know us, the cheetahs and the divas and everybody else. So anyway, so I wanted to let you know that. So ladies, it's time to really, let's buckle down. Let's finish strong in May. Some of you were determined to get in your red jacket by the end of the end of April, excuse me. And I want you to know there's time. We've got tonight because we're fixing to be done, so you have some time to call some people. We have tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. So get some people to your meeting. Things can happen quick. You just don't know. And, I want to tell you, I'm going to end with this right here. I had a gal that I had been talking to about selling Mary Kay with me, and she lives here in Valdosta where I live. She goes to church with me. And, she had not signed. I sent her the link. She hadn't signed up yet. In fact, the link expired because, it expires every 2 weeks. Well, I go to church this morning in Savannah where we went to Savannah, Georgia, which is 3 hours from here, with Brad and our daughter, Hannah. She goes to school there. And my girl that I've been trying to recruit is at that church. And her 2 daughters go to that church. And I'm like, what are the odds? Okay. So we just talked, and, we didn't know that they would be, of course, that her daughters went there or anything like that. Well, I didn't say anything about Mary Kay right then, but I thought I'm fixing to hit her up in a minute, you know. So then we go into Savannah to get something to eat. We go downtown and we're trying to pick a place, and we decide on there's a million places to eat in Savannah, Georgia. I mean, like, that is what it's known for. It's good food. And so if we don't go there and she's there, and I'm like, so I go out there, we're waiting in line to get a seat. And I said, Heather, I said, you need to sign on up and get these two beautiful daughters to sign up with you. I said, you can start your team here in Savannah. And she goes, and they go, we've been talking about it. So you guys, I'm just saying, I feel like that she is going to I feel like she's going to sign up by the end of the month and sign her two people up and get another one. And that's going to be not only great for her, but for me, it's going to be one of my personal red jackets. And, you know, I'm going to try to make that happen before the end of the month. You see what I'm saying? So push a little bit right now, you guys. You got to push a little bit. So everyone you've been talking to, call them up, say, hey, I'd love to just get you on in this month. You know, and even if you don't get their order in this month, you can at least get their agreement in and get the process started. Okay. So hit up your sales meeting this week with your sales director. Look through your list of prospects. Who can you call? Who can you follow up with? Maybe you need you and your director to call them together and do a little three-way. I mean, we don't mind doing that at all. And then get your sales up so you can finish that 3,600 for the cruise, you know, because that's part of it, as well as the personal team members in the red jacket. But we can do all this together. There's many people doing it. There's lots of people at the new director training, and there's room for you. I personally am going to be going up to Austin, Texas. It's kind of like the same thing that you're doing, but for me, and it's for women that are executive senior sales directors and higher, or if you're a future executive and have enough DIQs to when they finish, it'll make you an executive. So that's where I am. I have one DIQ, Veronica, and I have 4 sales directors. So I'm going up there May 8th. So in about, in about a week, and I will be up there the same amount of time that she was up there for education. And these are they want us to go to learn how to have better leadership skills and to become a national, you know? And so I am so looking forward to it and sharing with you guys what I learned. I'm sure it'll be the best thing I've ever been to, right? Yeah. So anyway, if you have an opportunity to participate in Mary Kay functions, you really need to, because it does solidify your belief in the company. Okay, well, we are going to actually stop the recording